who present, past, and future sees, whose ears have heard the holy word, that walked amongst the ancient trees, calling the lapsed soul and weeping in the evening dew, that might control the starry pole, and fallen light renew. O earth, return, arise out of the dewy grass. Night is morn, and the morn rises from the slumberous mass. Turn away no more, while without turn away the starry floor, the watery shore is given thee to the break of day. Good to be with you, my friends. I am in my grove today for your entertainment privilege. It is I, your bard, spiritual entertainer, comedy and spirituality together here every day. More spirituality in my grove. There's a different atmosphere here, one of meditation. So that there's not as much, there is a little, but not as much. Um, Thank you for being here. Daniel Berry, Sports Highlight. Happy Saturday to you and our good friend. The demon is here. Good to see you, our good friend. This is a beautiful day here, waiting for the sun to arise. We don't have much yet. This is what we got right here. Just a little bit of light. It's still stuck over the tree line there with a little bit of mist, as you could see in the background there. Always misty here um, in the Florida mornings. That's one of the things that you will see just about every morning. There's a little bit of mist on a little bit of moisture. Very humid, very humid where I live, um, and it's kind of right now. It's probably about 72 degrees out. It gets quite intense throughout the day here in my grove. Morning to you, my friend. Token Pirate Raccoon. Good to see you, our good friend, for your spiritual entertainment privilege. And our good friend, Sir Goblin. Good to have you here with us in the Grove today. Yes, I really, I come out here probably once a week usually to do a stream, but I haven't been out here for a few weeks because my schedule has been quite busy. Busy month for me as we're preparing next couple of days, I would say, hitting 50,000 subscribers. So thank you for that. I think we're on the verge of hitting 47 right now. And so a few more days, we will get there. And in 2 weeks, we are going to celebrate by having an all day long stream, which I will be doing my hobby, which is Dungeons and Dragons. We'll do a campaign where my players will slay Tiamat at the end of the day. Hopefully, if they don't die. Let's see here. Good morning to you. Mark, I make Jesus mad. Well, it sounds like Jesus is not for me. You are gay for Jesus Christ. Good for you that you are gay. You are too late for the stream. We just started, my friends. Our Gothic friend here, a good Christian friend here. We have just started. And the industrial vagina is here. Good to see you. Always to get the vagina industry going here. Our good friend from Iceland. Good to have you here. Hope you've been doing well. Our good friend from Iceland. You are always in my thoughts, my friend. I foresee good things for you in life. So keep your head up, keep your chin up. Look forward to the next day that is coming for you. Where am I from? I am from the penis of the United States, which would be Florida. Uh, Mark sounds like he's gay. Skyrim belongs to the Nords. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Yeah. There's a little bit different atmosphere here. Now, if I was at home, the Talos would come out, right? Um, but there's a little bit different atmosphere here, right? That it's very calm. There's a lot of good energy here in my grove. It's a beautiful place. And I was meditating before I got on, and all of this beauty that you find in the world is for you. It's a way to love you. It's the way the divine loves you. It's the way the divine invites you into the great mystery of life. How old am I? I'm about to be 50 years old. I'm an old person. So I have a walking stick here because I can't walk properly. When I was younger, I did a lot of skateboarding, and I hurt myself, I guess. Um, I got a lot of problems in my bones and joints and so on and so forth. Oh, someone's getting deleted. Don't you don't want to act like an adult? Oh, let's see. Follow the white rabbit. I did. I went down that rabbit hole. I still haven't crawled out of it. Right. Um, Ancient. What is ancient? It's tampon times. Donnie douche. Well, you're a mature person, aren't you? Uh, yeah. This isn't a stream for children. If you are under the age of 18, you are not welcome here. Let's see, Jordan used to be an adventurer like you, and then you took an arrow to the knee. Yeah. Now you're a sweet roll dealer. Yeah. Follow the right. I am. I will always follow the right. You're doing crystals and vapes this morning? Let's see. The Green Knight, good to see you, our good friend. Natural light. Yeah. We are in the natural light here. Here's a good glimpse of the light coming forth here in my grove. You see it, it's creeping up over the horizon here. This is what I do. Beautiful place here in the middle of the Florida swamps here. My wonderful, wonderful grove that I'm in here. As you're coming in, friends, don't forget to go up and touch the like button over there at the top. I do this for a living, and I appreciate your support. You want some skooma? We don't have skooma here in my grove, unfortunately. Thank you, my demon friend. The whole school district was put on lockdown yesterday because someone made a bomb threat. That is a terrible thing. It is a terrible thing. Sometimes kids are dumb, right? I did a lot of dumb shit when I was a child, like pulling fire alarms and shit like that. I mean, it's foolish, foolish behavior, all right, that young people do. It's quite unfortunate. You're going to get some Budok noodles? All right. Budok noodles. That sounds interesting. Runaway, it's coming. What is coming? Well, what are we looking for? Have you been to the Black Marsh? Yeah. I go there to see my Agorian friends, right? We do a little skooma together every now and then. We were all dumbasses when we were teenagers. Yeah, I'm lucky to be alive. I mean, I did some really stupid things as a teenager. There's a deer behind you. Sometimes there is. Um, we had one creep up on us, last month when I was doing this. If some of you were here, the deer just creeps up and starts snorting at me. He's like, "Get the hell out of here. This is my territory," right? If you're 14 years old, you don't belong here. This is for adults only. Yeah, see, my crow Morphin here doesn't like children being on here. I don't even let my own children on here. What are your thoughts on what? The College of Winterhold needs to be shut down. The mages, they're depleting the resources of Skyrim, so it needs to be shut down. Dude was in Daggerfall when it was founded. I was there when the game came out. Yes, I certainly was. Looking back at some of these older games, right, they are not as fun as they used to be, right? The terrible, terrible interface. I'm not a warlock. A warlock is an oath breaker in a coven. I don't belong to a coven. I belong to a group I belong to a grove of druids, but I'm certainly not. You're 15 in Skyrim Arch Battle Mage. Look at you. Yeah, I practice druidry. That is what I do. Yeah. I'm a member of the Order of Bards, Ovites, and Druids. And, the life of the druid is one of engaging, what is natural, what is within you, what is around you. Like these birds here, right? Learning to hear their song, learning to love them, learning to let them love you, right? When you hear these beautiful sounds in the background, that's the birds loving you, right? That they're sharing their beauty with you. They're sharing their experience with you. And as we watch the sun rise here in the background here, that's this wonderful experience sharing itself with you. All of these sensations that you have, the shapes, the colors. I mean, that originates in your imagination faculty. You give form and shape to the world around you. If you didn't have the power to do that, you just see energy waves, because everything is energy. But you give shape to it. You form it within yourself. You develop a bond with the world around you, and that's important to understand about yourself. American Maker, my neighbor, good to see you. What have you been making lately? He makes interesting things on his channel. Let's see here. Dagoth Waves, down with Dagoth Mall. Do you have the extra chromo? Yeah, I don't think that's funny, right? People that have extra chromosomes. Oh, this is I'm going to bring you out here just to the edge of my grove so you could see this. There's a very beautiful light that I'm going to just take a little walk here. Hopefully, no wild animals will attack me out here. All I have is my staff to protect me, but I just want to walk over here so you could see this beautiful, beautiful light that is, you can see it illuminating my face right now. I mean, there's nothing like this right here, this beautiful, beautiful light right over the mists. Let's see here. Let me see if I can see, look how bright it is. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that a wonderful light? Now think about this light and how it reveals itself to you through the mist, through the tree line. This is a unique experience. This is a unique form of beauty that reaches out to you, that shares itself with you. Right. Just wanted to share that with you. Still kind of misty out here. Lots of mist. But that's what I'm looking at. That beautiful, beautiful light. We are waiting for it to come up here, and there it is, right? Beautiful. See, look at it in the background there. All of that golden light illuminating our world, sharing its beauty with you. Beauty is something that speaks to you. Beauty is something that reveals a mystery to you. You know, you sense the beauty in the world. It speaks to you in a certain way. It makes you feel good. It brings you joy. Beauty has purpose. And every day, there's something in our world that wants to share its beauty with you if you let it. If you let it. See, we are in our world today. We are kind of taught not how to see, right? Not how to perceive. We are not instructed how to do that. Look at that. There it is in the wonderful tree line there. The beauty of the light coming through there. We are just told that the world we live in doesn't matter, that it's just a backdrop, that it has no purpose, right? So we don't see that beauty. We don't participate in it, even though it's there every day. As I tell people, I never watched a sunset until I was 49 years old. I've seen sunsets, but I've never sat down and let that sunrise speak to me. You're making a new character for your D&D game. Today, your wizard monk multi-class sacrificed himself last week and is now trapped in the extraplanial dimension. That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, I didn't know you also play Dungeons and Dragons. Do you play 5th edition as well? Let's see here. You are verified, LMAO. What does that have to do with anything here? You saw the moon set. Yeah. The sun, the moon, there's a beauty for you every day if you're willing to look at it, right? An interesting thing happens. There are people who are colorblind, right? Now they have glasses for these people to be able to perceive the world around them in a greater context. When these people put these glasses on, they begin to weep and they begin to see the beauty in the world. Now, there's you could find it on YouTube, people trying these glasses out. And I remember this young gentleman, he was trying to fight it off, right? He wanted to be macho man, right? And then the tears just got him. He just couldn't help himself because all of that beauty he was able to perceive, right? We take that for granted, right? We take for granted the beauty that is in the world around us. Yeah. Are you using the Wabajack? Yes, I do use the Wabajack. Shagaroth is my deity, and he has given me the Wabajack here. What is your opinion on Zoroastrianism? It's a beautiful religion. It's one that is often not really, it gets a lot of attention. Zoroastrianism has, resurfaced because of the communities, the ethnic communities that live this religion. They keep growing in numbers. The people that their ancestor religion amongst them, right? Now they were persecuted by Islam, so they had to go to different parts of the world. In India, for instance, a large population of Iranians went there and continued their religion and tradition. And in the United States and in Canada, there are Zoroastrian temples. It's a beautiful religion that heavily influenced Judaism and Christianity, right? It influenced the Judaism that became later Christianity. This dualism between good and evil, the battle between the light and the dark. There's a lot of language that if you read in the New Testament that is Zoroastrian. It's not that's why you say, why is the Old Testament so different from the New Testament? It is because of Zoroastrianism. It heavily influenced the Jewish people during the time of Christ. I've the Dark Lord Sauron, the Green Knight, has done that already. If he's still here, he has defeated Lord Sauron a long time ago. He killed him up in Toronto. He stuck a big dagger in his eye. Am I lost in the forest? Yes. You want to guide me out? Help me out of the forest. Oh my, just a lost druid here, making my way in the forest. What am I going to do? Look at the beauty of this light as it manifests here through the tree line. You see all that, those beautiful, beautiful rays of light as it manifests here across the tree line. So much beauty there for you, my friends, right? Every day, there's this experience for you, and it changes you. It heals you. When you sit and watch the sunrise or sunset, when you sit out in the woods, there are chemicals released in your body that bring healing, that bring peace, that bring renewal. Right? And this is a scientific fact. Beauty does something for you. No, this is not an orchard, Nicole. These trees were planted probably in the 90s or 80s. Maybe 70s, because the land that this was once on, there was mines here. The state had bought this land up. Now, the trees, what they do is they absorb all of the pollutants in the soils, right? The trees are the best kind of filters. They take out all the garbage out of the ground, right? That's why we have, where you have water like what is it, Zephyr Hills water, if you ever had Zephyr Hills, that's all because of the trees filtering the water there, right? Trees are the greatest filters of the land. They purify waters, they purify wells. And this area here was planted because there was mines here. And these are all laurel oak trees, which are native to this region where I am at. And I was just fortunate to find this place. I had a vision that led me to this tree right here. Let me show you this tree. This tree right here. I had a vision that led me to this tree. You see that tree right there? I call that the Awen tree. It is an inverted Awen symbol to me, coming right out of the earth. I had a vision about this place when I started practicing druidry. And so I've made it my grove where I interact with the natural here. So some of these trees were already here, but most of them have been planted here during that time period to absorb all of the problem. Now, there's no longer a mine here. Right now, this is a wildlife preserve. They call it, in the United States, they call them management centers. They don't call them preserves. The state has brought this place to, there's all kinds of trails people walk through here, but it really is to preserve the natural wetlands of wildlife. The state has brought in, like, for instance, bees to keep nurture all of the vegetables and trees and plants and stuff that grow around here, the natural habitat. And there's all kinds of birds here that are, native to this place, and alligators and wild boars that you have to be concerned about those. Boars down here will tear you up. Um, I've never had a problem with them. Sometimes in the background here, you'll see like a whole bunch of them. Like there's a herd that lives around here that just walks around together. Yeah, boars are kind of like a nuisance because they tear up the soil. Every when winter's about every fall and winter, uh, all of this ground here is all torn up because the boars are getting out all of the acorns from these trees here, these laurel oak trees. You love nature, then you're in the right place, my friend. Yeah, go up and touch the like button if you are here. I appreciate you being here. I do this every day. Spiritual entertainment. Today I'm in my grove experiencing the glory of that little tiny light there, the sun, for your entertainment privilege. Um, let's see here. It's just peeking out of the sun. Let me see if I can get it in the background here appropriately. Sometimes it looks nice when it's um, in the background. Let me see. There it is. All right. We got a little bit of the light coming through here. There it is. Your wonderful light upon over my shoulder here. You can see all the beautiful rays. There it is. I got the sun in the palm of my hand. Look at that. The power of the light right there in the palm of my hand. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful place that I'm in. I'm going to wait till it gets a little bit higher. I'm going to go back to my traditional place here. When is the last time you have been out in the natural? And I'm not talking about just being outside. I'm talking about interacting with your environment, letting the environment communicate to you. When was the last time you've done that? Right? Nature is not a backdrop. Nature is always speaking to you. When was the last time you've let it speak to you? When is the last time you've sat and listened, like to the birds? You know, the birds are always singing. Can you hear the crow? Right? That's my crow friend Morphin. He's always singing out here in the morning. Right? When is the last time you sat and listened to the beautiful song that the birds around you sing? Right? The environment says lose some weight. The environment says don't be a dick. What is your name, Dick Man? Okay, that's appropriate. I wonder if he captured the dragon in Whiterun. No, I didn't end up. I ended up defeating it. No, the funny story with that. Uh, when Skyrim first came out, I was like a beta tester for it, and the day one release on Steam, there was so many damn bugs, and so I got during the first couple of days, I got to that part where you capture the dragon, and it was broken. There was no way to capture the dragon appropriately. They had to patch the game, which was quite a nuisance. Hollywood Saint, good to see you. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Yeah, yeah. The beauty is always moving. It is always speaking, and you learn to enter the flow. Right, your whole life is transformed. Everything, how you understand the world, becomes transformed. I wish I was much younger when I would have learned that. When I was able to experience the world around me as it is. All hail the coffee. Yeah, certainly could use some of that. Tooling around. Good to see you, our good friend. You can save the god if you wabbajack him with the dragon. Arrives. Yeah, you could transform. You could polymorph the dragon with the wabbajack too. Right? You ever try that? I could never bring myself to kill Pantherix. Yeah. Well, I do all the time. He's a nuisance. Oh, yeah, all of them needed to go in the game, right? You had to eliminate all of the dragons. ELP, our good friend from the United Kingdom, is here. Aaron, you like gooning in the wilderness. Well, no one's watching you, right? Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Gooning in the wilderness for you. Um, the thing you'd have to worry about here, if you did that in my swamp, the flies. Do you have a problem with the flies down there or mosquitoes? I'm sure you do. You spray it. You spray your private parts before you do your gooning in the wilderness. That makes sense to me. Uh, let's see here. Good to see you, Bart Barshan. Good to see you. Where am I from? I'm from the penis of the United States. That would be Florida. Glad to have you here, our friend. Um, yeah, as you're coming in, don't forget to go up and touch the like button there. Spiritual entertainment, 7 days a week. I am here. Today I'm in my grove, doing meditation, sharing the experience of the natural. Just look at the beauty of this light here. Look at that. You see all that beauty there coming through. I mean, just look at that. Look how beautiful that is. How the trees are illuminated, right? Only you could perceive that, right? You are a unique being that is able to draw beauty out of the world. Think about that for a moment. Your uniqueness, you're not like any other thing in this world. You have the power to perceive beauty in a unique way and to create it and to share it. What a beautiful thing you have. What a beautiful reality that you possess to be able to perceive beauty, to create beauty, and to share beauty. Think about that, about yourself. You escaped from Florida. I can only imagine, right? Uh, where does your music find its melody? In my heart. That is where, right? I think you're an imposter. What do you mean by that? Uh, you are wrong. Can you tell me what you mean by that? I don't understand. What the hell are you watching? You're watching me out in my grove in the wilderness of the swamps of Florida, talking about the beauty of what is around you every day. And that's what you got here. Uh, do I get to the Cloud District often? Every now and then, I will, visit, my good friend Lando. Um, you like, I live deep and holier. I have mosquitoes. Where you are, Gothic King, you have lots of mosquitoes where you are. Yeah, they're quite a nuisance in the morning here where I am. This man is spreading love. I try to. Uh, Arabic man. I try to spread love. I try to encourage people. I try to inspire people, right? Am I Little Red Riding? Are you colorblind? This is blue, right? This is blue, you see. Ever heard of imposter syndrome? No, what does that mean? You have to explain that to me. Sharon Dealing Donuts came out of the new book. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Is that some type of pornographic material? I don't understand. Resident Herbalist is here. Melly, good to see you, our good friend, for your spiritual entertainment in the morning. You're just a public menace. Oh, man. Oh, well, we love you here, right? Can I meow? For $20, I will. Yeah. It's where you feel like an imposter in a job, for example, even though you're qualified. Interesting. That's the new one. Oh, God's not imposter syndrome, right? I thought you were talking about that game. What is that game where you're the little four alien creatures, and one of them is an imposter, right? My kids like playing that game. I forgot what it's called. It was a very popular game a few years ago. It's still semi-popular. Among Us. Yeah, that is it, right? Do you still play that? Some of my kids still enjoy that, the Among Us game. Let's see. Unlimited power for you. Yeah. Vixen is here, the servant of Anubis. Good to see you, our good friend Vixen. Good to have you here. Yeah, pay up for the meows. I don't work for free. Abe's Odyssey. That's an older Sega Genesis game, is it not? You have those little alien-like creatures, right? No, that was PlayStation, right? Early PlayStation 1. Abe's Odyssey. I could be mistaken. Uh, yeah, what about a Bach? Yeah, $20. $20, I'll do it. I don't work for free. Toe Jam and Earl, yeah. Remember Crash Bandicoot? Remember Crash Bandicoot? Remember that one? Yeah, there's a lot of interesting forms of gaming out there, history that I've experienced. Yeah. Did you just say the God of the dead? No, the bot is not a jester. You must pay him. Yeah, I don't work for free here. It sucks when your hit points, you don't know if it's PS1. Yeah, yeah. Because I've played so many. I was a semi-professional gamer in my early life. Um, and so I got to try a lot of different things. And sometimes cross-console games, they confuse you, right? Battlefront 2, that was fun. Yeah, the one where it's World War II theme. There's like two Battlefront 2s, right? Yeah, they just keep repeating this. There's another Call of Duty 2 as well. I mean, they keep recycling them, right? You never played Crash Bandicoot? It's like a little Tasmanian devil type of creature, from what I recall. R. Kratos. Is that the four-person game where you battle? I can't remember. It does sound familiar. Earthworm Jim. Oh man, you're going back to Super Nintendo now. You're a game god from Tiger Knight. Oh, look at you. Can you disappear yourself? Yeah, watch. Look at that. I got all kinds of powers here. Bet no one told you, Vixen. That's a nice beard. Oh no. Lord Peptis. Oh no. You thought Crash Bandicoot was a fox? He might have been. I can't remember. That was like a long time ago. That's like 30 years ago when that came out for me. You weren't even alive then, right? You're only 20 years old. Let's see. He is a bandicoot. Yeah, I can be. Oh my God, please don't disappear ever again. My Lord, that scared me. We need you. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Uh, he was foxy, if that was not weird to say about an animal. Well, you know, there's people who get these strange erotic desires for modern gaming thing, right? A lot of stuff in some of these games I think is unnecessary and inappropriate, right? Especially when, exposing children to these things. I think that is a terrible thing because they don't have the maturity level um, to deal with certain adult situations, right? You know, that's very important. You're 21 soon, almost there. Look at you. Yeah. Uh, Preach. I'm trying. I'm sharing my experience here in the wilderness. And if you don't forget to go up and touch the like button as you come in. I do this every day. I don't always get out here to my grove, but I like being able to share this experience with people, to go out into the wilderness. I do make videos out here. If you want to check out my video section, uh, I share things about modern druidry, experiencing the world around you. If you are interested in that, are you Celtic? See, when you're asking somebody of that, Celts don't exist anymore. Um, Celts are mostly language groups in certain regions, right? My ancestors certainly were Celtic, and I got all the DNA evidence to prove that. They certainly were Celtic, but my ancestors live on through us in various ways. Now, one of the ways I honor my ancestors who are Celtic is by celebrating the Wheel of the Year. In the Wheel of the Year, you have Celtic theme, right? Some people still speak Celtic language, like Gaelic or Welsh, right? These are the two living languages that still exist in terms of our ancestors. But most of what we know as Celtic doesn't exist anymore. Their religion is gone. Now, we try to reinitiate that in our own way. Reconstruction. People want to go back, like Ceridwen, for instance. Ceridwen is a wonderful ancestor of mine and also a goddess, right? An inspiration for the show, right? But the way she was 1,000 years ago is not the way people experience her today. Things are different. People grow. Let's see. Is Debbie here? Let me see. What is Debbie? That's not our Debbie. That's a different Debbie. That's Debbie Does Dallas. We have a different Debbie here. Um, let's see. They do exist as Scottish, Irish, Welsh, France is largely Celtic. Yeah, those are all my ancestors. They don't exist anymore. That's all of my ancestors. My surname is from Brythonic Brythonic France. And my ancestors, I looked up my name and how it's interpreted by the English, and it was a derogatory. Like, why did my ancestors, call themselves bald heads? And I learned that my Brythonic Celtic ancestors, that when I interpreted my surname in their language, it means son of the bold, and in Welsh, son of the fox. The northern France, son of the bold, and Welsh, son of the fox. The English, they're very racist against Brythonic, the Anglo-Saxon, right? To this very day, there's still struggles of Welsh people where you have a superiority of the English culture, right? My Welsh friends, they understand that. So my surname was changed by the English into something derogatory. And I was able to figure that out through all the research I did. Um, but Celtic people, they exist through us, right? But what we know of the Celtic world, the Celtic culture, is not what it used to be, right? Just because you're born in Wales, for instance, doesn't make you a Celt, right? You had a deer, raccoons, and birdies that visit you, and my little postage stamp yard. The irises, they are blooming, smell like root beer, and the redbird cardinal is visiting too. Look at that. How beautiful your experience here, our resident herbalist, Melly, right? How beautiful. Uh, use the 007 because I used to be one. Okay. You had a vision of a boat and looked up the Mayflower and it looked exactly the same. The Mayflower, right? The colonizers. Yeah. Do I believe in Druid religion? There is no Druid religion. Druidry today is a spirituality. You can be any religion and practice it. It's just an earth-based spirituality. Now, Druidry for my ancestors was their religion, right? But that doesn't exist anymore. All the Druids of old were wiped out, and what became left of that experience was the Bardic tradition. And the Bardic tradition continued in Ireland until it was the conquest of the English, I think in the 1600s or something, and all the Bardic schools disappeared. But they didn't in Wales. Across the sea, the Welsh were the only people to truly continue the Bardic tradition. That is the last connection that we have to the ancient Druids. And the order that I belong to is inspired by that. If you the order of bards, ovites, and druids, they take inspiration from the tradition of the Welsh people. They have Ceridwen, for instance, as the mythology of Ceridwen is the main guide. Genetic memory somehow. Yeah, yeah. Druidry is a memory. It is a spirituality. You can't stomp it out, right? It is part of our interior life. It is natural to be the high priest or priestess of nature, right? Druidry is a universal reality that belongs to all of us. Now, I belong to an order of druids. They do it their own way, right? But Druidry is for everyone. You don't have to be an order. You don't have to be a Celt. You don't have to have ancestors in Wales. You can be anywhere in the world and practice it, right? For instance, Shinto. Shinto is Druidry, right? Let's see here. You have a rabbit on your stick. Yeah, what's wrong with that? Yeah, this is my spirit totem. Yeah. Rabbits have their own DNA. Oh, wow. What a discovery. Yeah. Let's see here. It's in my spirit. That's right. Warren Kane. Thank you for the YouTube symbol. You love dragons? Yeah. Dragons to me are spiritual realities, right? Yeah. I don't, um, I think a lot of like what we know of the dinosaurs, right? These things are related to this spiritual reality. There are greater entities and powers that you find in many of the mythologies of the world. You'll find dragons. And for me, these are beings that exist in a higher level within the cosmos that we have. They are spiritual entities, right? Yeah, we love our bunnies here, right? The English struggled a lot with Welsh and Scots. Yeah, they certainly did. And the Welsh people to this very day, they are still sometimes treated as inferior, right? I've heard the testimonies of uh, the English coming into Wales and trying to see that their language. This in the context of the Bardic tradition. I heard a gentleman talking about that some Englishman comes in and says, we need to make everything English now. 500,000 people in Wales still speak the ancient tongue, right? And you have this Englishman coming in and saying, no, we need to get rid of that, modernize it with the English language. I mean, that's terrible, right? That's terrible. There's nothing wrong with putting things in your own language, but you have to respect the root. The root is very important, right? You can't take Celadwyn out of the Welsh tradition. You could take her into your tradition, certainly, but you have to recognize the bridge that has brought you the goddess. Oh, let's see. Which ancient tongue? We're talking about Welsh, the Welsh tongue, the Welsh language. It's still spoken today by at least 500,000 people in Wales, right? You're a half demon. Good for you. Good for you. Let's see here. The UK government is currently trying to change a lot of Welsh places and names to English maps, and it's sad. Yeah, see, you see, it's still going on today. Like my last name is Ballard. It's a French name. It's Brythonic. The roots of northern. My ancestors come from my surname come from northern France. I did all of the history and work, and as I said, that means son of the bold in the northern Brythonic French language, and in Welsh it means son of the fox. But the English, at some point, my ancestors, if you look up my name in English, it says the bald ones. I mean, that's insulting. Like, what the hell's wrong with my ancestors? And I learned about this discrimination. I learned about this treatment of Brythonic Celts by the Anglo-Saxons. And now it makes sense to me why, how there's different presentations of my surname. Um, that this form of bigotry still exists today in the United Kingdom. The more powerful than Harry Potter I can be. Yeah, independent Scotland and Wales would be definitely a struggle. Yeah, they don't want it, right? The Scottish had the opportunity to break away from the UK. They did not, right? Remember that. That was, what, 5 years ago, right? They chose not to do it, right? There's really no point in doing it, in my opinion, but I don't want to get in politics, right? See you later, Liz Wizard Man. All right. Yeah, I don't get into the politics. I'm not interested. I'm interested in spirituality. Everyone has their opinion on politics, right? I'm not interested in any of that. Flying cars, really, really. Yeah, we don't do politics here. We do have a flying cars that exists. Yeah, there's it's. I mean, it's not the hover. They're out there, right? There are people who have transformed their automobiles into flying machines. It's not a sustainable practice, right? There's not enough efficiency in having flying automobiles in our current world that we have. I'm not spamming. I want to play. What? You want to play with what? With my magic parts? Yeah. Well, you have to go to my OnlyFans page for that. Cool broom, man. Yeah, it's just a walking stick. It's not a broom. I'm an old and decrepit. I speak healing and abundance over my life. Yeah, you are healing in abundance. You speak it and you are it. It's your words. Think about that. You are bringing a blessing, right? Where does that blessing come from? Does it come from your words or does it come from you? Everything wonderful is within you, Mary. Everything wonderful, right? And you exercising your will, you're just really tapping in to the substance of what you are. You think politics are meant to divide it? Yeah, the way that politics are today, like I've said this many times, politics should be, I have some good ideas of how we should, live in our society. And you have some good ideas. Let's talk about it. That's not what it is. Politics is what it's become is become a tool of the archons to divide humanity, to make us fight and hate one another. It hasn't been a tool. Politics is not something that unites. Politics is now something that divides. It is what people are always angry about all of the time, right? And the same thing with religion. I mean, religion should bring the world together. But what do we see here every day on the stream? People using their religion to destroy others, right? And this is shameful behavior. No one wants to pay taxes. We see what we're not interested in that type of conversation. You see, I'm out in the woods here. I'm not concerned about paying taxes. Can we change the subject to something positive, like playing something in Skyrim? This isn't. I talk about video games. I play video games. I play Dungeons and Dragons. But the theme of this experience here is my grove of druidry. When I'm in my grove, I'm more less comedy and more meditation. So, if you want to talk about games, come back tomorrow morning. We can talk more about games and have a good time. But I'm just not in the mood for that today. Why nothing will change? Why? Because you are not willing to be the change. You want everyone else to change. Well, what about you? Why aren't you changing? You're trying to delegate your responsibility to another person, and it makes you feel good about yourself to do so. But it's really an illusion. You want change, you must change, right? Do you make me want a wand? No, no, I don't need wands. And you never played Dungeons and Dragons? Yeah, we played last night. If you watched our game last night, we had a good time last night. I live stream it usually every week. There's a game on Fridays, but not this upcoming Friday because that's when one of my sons is graduating from high school. So 2 weeks from now, we'll have a Friday game and an all-day Saturday stream is what we'll do. Where are we here? You're just trying to move the convo away from politics. Yeah, we don't like politics. I'm discussing you have a platform. You don't promote change. You promote being a jester. You're an entertainer. Entertainment is the best way to communicate ideas. It is the best way to get people to listen, right? And people who make movies and perform, they know this. Your mode of communication is not discussing. You're being a dick. You're insisting on your way. And if I'm not doing it your way, look how you act. Hello from King's Landing. Oh, jeez. My goodness. Hello from Baldur's Gate. Yeah. I honestly believe at some point we have to liberate the UK. No, we don't. No, we don't. I think we need to return to an ancestral way of seeing our connection to the land. The king should be a person connected to the land. Should be the King Charles should be the ultimate environmentalist, right? That's what an ancient king is. He's connected to the land. He's not connected to the politics of the world. The king is the land manifest to you. The king is your connection to the world around you. He is a symbol of sovereignty, and I think that's what we need back. Are you on Endor? Yeah, where I'm out here with the Ewoks. They're running around. Wicket, where are you? He's somewhere around here. Let's see here. He does love nature, yeah. A king should be like the Queen Elizabeth. She was a druid, right? She was part of a druidic order, right? You don't want to F with Harry Potter. Yeah. This is actually a new way of looking at the meaning of a king too. Yeah, it is. That's how my ancestors, they understood kingship. Kingship was something that tied you to the land. The king was tied to the goddess. The goddess was in the earth, in the land. And if you see the ancient tales, right, what happens when things aren't going right? There's no more crops. There's plague, right? When you have a terrible leader, right? That is an ancient way. Now, the King Charles is nothing but a political reality, right? Yeah, we've lost our connection to the land and the world because of the politics that we now experience, right? I think that's very important that you have that sovereignty in your nation, or the nation will just continue to drift, right? Like where I live in the United States, the idea of freedom, right, has no boundaries. And look what it's happening. It's tearing us apart from the inside. We have no sovereignty. We have no connection to the land. It's whatever ideas are good for the majority. And the majority sometimes becomes a tyranny, right? Because there's no sovereignty. There's no connection to the land. That's very important. In all indigenous societies, there's a connection to the land. And that's something I think that we need to retrieve. What powers of magic do you have? Kamos. Oh, Kamos has some powers here. Uh, I am free. Let's see. Choose your words carefully about the king. Yeah, the king to me is sovereign. Uh, all kings and queens and princes and princesses in the world, the royalty, I think have lost their connection to the world they live in. It's become nothing but a political identity rather than how our ancestors understood it. Let's see here. Why are you here? To entertain people. It's quite simple. And today I'm here in my grove, sharing the spirituality of modern druidry with all the people here watching. And as you're coming in, don't forget to go up and like the stream. I'll be here for another hour. I am getting eaten up by mosquitoes. You might hear a few on the screen. But that is why I'm here. You like seeing the less fortunate? Well, you must really enjoy looking in the mirror. Yeah. Let's see here. Is he one? Yeah, we should all be making the world better, right? Let's see here. We don't get into racism here. The king has some amazing charities helping out both the, yeah, it's easy to have a charity, right? If you have infinite resources, creating charities is really, you want to be a part of a charity, you need to be the one there doing it, right? Anybody with infinite resources can take a little portion out and say, here, I have lots of charities. What does that do anything for the world? It makes you look like a good person. If you really want your charity to have an impact in the world, you have to put your heart into it, not set it aside as a little thing that someone is doing. See, lots of wealthy people have charities, right? Why do they do it? Vanity. They don't do it because they are loving others, right? When you learn to love someone unconditionally in your charity, it's not about you anymore. It's about the other person. It's about giving to them in a complete and whole way. Then it's really a charity. It's like when Christians, they go out, I want to help the poor today because Jesus said to do this. They're not doing it for the people. They're doing it for their own vanity. They're doing it to feel good about themselves. They don't care about the people because what do? They walk away from these people and they're not important, right? Yeah. If you're going to give to some, for instance, a homeless person, just a random homeless person you meet, it means the world to them to sit down and talk about your life with them, let them talk about their life with you, and buy them a meal, whatever. I mean, that's really giving to someone rather than just giving them $20, right? Let's see here. Where are we at? Yeah, we don't do racist shit here. You'll get kicked out. That is so true. Just like the racists, they're hateful when they spread their racism, but they will always be someone who disagrees. There's nothing wrong with having disagreements. We are finite beings. We need to have conversation, right? Most money does not even go to what is said. Yeah, like the Red Cross, for instance. If you're giving to the Red Cross, you can guarantee that 40% of that goes to the bureaucracy of the Red Cross, of the affluent who are in charge, who live in mansions, right? Now, the Salvation Army is the only true charitable organization in the world for me, because they give everything. The leaders of the Salvation Army, they take just a small income. It's like they're working at a fast food restaurant. That's how much income they get. When I where I live, we had a lot of hurricanes about 5 years ago. The Salvation Army went bankrupt trying to help people. Now that's a real organization. It isn't a bureaucracy that it's all about it. The High Priestess of the Orchard is here. Good to see you, our good friend. You go further if you have a healthy love of self and others. That's right. Yeah, that's very important. You can't really do that until you learn that you are loved, right? Um, let's see here. Let's see, what are you cosplaying? There's no cosplay here. These are all symbols of my tradition and culture that I have here. Did I make this? It's a walking stick, and no, I didn't make it. Someone that makes. See, a lot of I needed a walking stick, and a lot of them I'm a large person. I'm 6'4", and they're all. If you look on like Amazon, all of the walking sticks are for tiny people, right? People who when you go to the grocery store can't reach up to the top shelf, right? I needed one for me, for my size, right? Um, and I found a good place online that makes walking sticks for giant people. Yeah, it's always funny when I'm at the grocery store. There's an old lady. Can you get that up there for me, sir? At the top shelf here. I said, listen, lady, this is my shelf up here. You are down here. You have to shop down here. I shop up here. I have a good time with being tall. Bruce is here. Good to see you, our good friend Bruce. Yeah, no politics, please. We don't do that shit here. It's a curtain pole here. You could certainly hang a curtain off of it. You certainly could. Try to touch some grass. Okay, dumbass. What do you see this here? What do you see here? These people are ridiculous, right? They are ridiculous. I'm out in my grove right now, and you're being childish. Good day to you. And Jim is here. Let's see. Howdy from South Texas. We got a lot of people from Texas that watch, right? Good to have you here, friend. Telling someone outside to touch grass is stupid. Yeah. If you're enjoying the chat, consider joining the channel. Yeah, we have a wonderful community. Think about becoming a Discord member. There's a join button. For the price of a cup of coffee, you could support your bard here in the work that he does here every day. As long as someone's buying me coffee, I will be here every day for you, my friends. 7 days a week. All it takes is one coffee. That is it. But until then, enjoy the spiritual entertainment that we have, right? The hair is beautiful. Yeah. I have two beautiful rabbits that I make lots of videos on. I have a whole playlist called Rabbit Cam. You could see this is my lady rabbit. Some of you have seen her. She's adorable. I have rabbits and tortoise. That's my animals. And the tortoise always wins. Did you make? I don't do rebukings out here. This is more of a place of contemplation rather than comedy. So if someone comes in and does an exorcism, I'm just going to ignore them because this isn't the atmosphere for it. This is a sacred place to me. So my comedy level is about 30% today. You learn druidry by listening to your river. Yeah, druidry it's what's natural in all of us. It belongs to all of us. Rabbits and more affectionate. Cats are more. What'd you say? Cats are more majestic than rabbits. Yeah, cats. Every animal has its own beauty, right, and its own way of loving. There's no competition, right? All animals will love you in their own way. And I'm a rabbit person. You guys have gurus like in Eastern traditions. Everyone has a guru. The idea of in modern druidry, you have to understand that people do it their own way. It's a spirituality, and I'm sure there are druids that have gurus. I don't. I got an amakara, which is a soul friend, a person that inspires and encourages me. That's about it. Gen Z talk some crap, touch grass type. Yeah, shit. Yeah. Yeah. I'm Gen X. I don't understand all this children's behavior, right? Cats are not selfish. Look at this. Why are we debating on the nature of animals? I don't think they care. I mean, that's really a mute point, right? You have a cat. His name is Raven, and a black pit viper. Ooh, yeah. You got to keep them separated, right? Got to keep them separated. Just being in nature is the biggest teacher. Certainly, certainly. Yeah, nature is always teaching, but who wants to be the student? Who is willing to listen, right? Who is willing to be loved? Sometimes we have to remind ourselves of what is speaking to us, right? And that's what druidry does, is it helps you to listen. It helps you to experience. You talk and sing to your plants and animals. Yeah, it's a beautiful, they are sweet for the most part. Yeah. You have this whole world that you live in that is waiting for you to love it, right? When you learn to, we first learn to love one another. And then as we grow, we begin to enter into a world that also invites us to love it, right? Love is shared differently. Like this tree here, I, I share love for this tree. I have it in my memory and in my heart, not in the same way I would for my wife, right? It's a different kind of love, but it is love nonetheless. There's your life experience if you really want to experience the divine, it's in learning to love the world you live in an unconditional way. Now, this tree will never be able to give me back the love that I give it, but it is still loving me, right? It is still loving by receiving that unconditional love. By I keep it in my memory, I keep it in my heart. It is changed, and I am changed by doing that love. Now, I've spent most of my life reading books, meditating, fasting, going to holy places, right? And all of that was a waste of time. Why do I say that? Because what I was looking for was in the simplicity of learning to love other people unconditionally. You don't need a book for that. You don't need a guru. You don't need a temple. You just make the decision. I'm going to love this person unconditionally. I'm going to love this animal unconditionally. I'm going to love this place unconditionally. And when you start practicing that, you will find what is God. You will find it in the most complete way. I mean, I've done all of the spiritual stuff that people say to do. When I started learning to love unconditionally, I've found the experience of God in the most complete way. And I try to encourage people to do the same. Find someone to love unconditionally. Just make a decision to do so. Now, you may never see that person again, but you have them in your memory, in your heart, right? I might not always be in this connected to this place here. I might move away from my grove, but it'll always be in my heart. I have a connection to it. I choose to love it. I choose to love Morphin there, my crow, right? Now, he doesn't come down here and say hello. He stays up in his tree and does his cackling, right? He's a part of my life. He doesn't have to give me anything. I'm going to love it. Don't forget to touch the like button, my friends, right up there. I'll be here for another hour having the conversation with you. Jesus is your God. Querido is mine. Where's my green screen? There's no green screen today. It's a real green today. You see all that? That is my green screen today. Very real place as the sun is making its way over the horizon there. All that golden light. I'm in the midst of my grove here. Beautiful, beautiful place. The birds are chirping. The bugs are buzzing. The alligators are whatever they're doing over there. But we're having a good time here out in my grove today. Let's see. He sometimes attacks you with his other crow friends. Well, even if my crow were to attack me, I'd still love. That's the thing. When you love someone unconditionally, um, there's always the terrible thing that they won't return your love, right? Like if you have a child, you have a responsibility to love your children unconditionally. That doesn't guarantee that they will return the love, but that's what unconditional love is about. You're just going to do it. It doesn't matter if they return it. That's what makes it unconditional. And that's how God feels about you. You don't ever have to return. You don't have to believe in anything. You are loved by the divine, whether you want to accept it or not. That love is always there for you. And when you learn to love like that, you become what God is. Does my crow have blue eyes? I've never seen it up close. You want to move to? I want to see more of the nature around you. Well, here, I'll give you a wonderful panorama here. There we are. There's my almond tree here. Oh, all of this beauty here. I'm in the middle of a swamp, and this is a very unique space that I'm in right now. But that is it. Uh, place that it gives me a great place to meditate, a great place to think about life, a great place to be loved. Now, these trees, some of you understand this. Uh, they trees they share a symbiotic relationship with you, right? We know that from science, that the tree needs us and we need the tree. We have a bond with the tree, right? The tree also loves you through this symbiotic relationship. Now, how you experience love from a human being is a unique way, and how you experience love from an animal or a tree is a very unique thing. It loves you. These trees are loving you by sharing what they are with you in their own unique way. Mr. Safety is here. Good to see you. As this is not my property, this is state property. This is about a 30-minute journey from my home. I have to drive 10 minutes and then I have to walk the 20 minutes, probably 35-minute walk. This is in the middle of a swamp behind my house. There's all kinds of state land behind where I live here in Central Florida. And this is people come back here and they walk, and there's all kinds of trails, right? It's a beautiful, beautiful place. And I just happened to have a vision when I started practicing Druidry about, well, one of the things about modern Druidry is having a grove, having a place of meditation, a place of encounter. And I had a vision of this tree right here, the almond tree, as I call it. And I went and I looked for it and I found, look at that sun there. You see how beautiful that sun is right there, poking its little face between the tree, right there. Beautiful, beautiful image of the sun there. All right. Where are we at here? Uh, we must have been like an hour of each other. You're in Central Florida as well? Yeah, Polk County is where I'm at, Mr. Safety. Polk County. Right. Haines City. That is where I'm at. Oh, nice tree. You like it? Are you a Mason or a Templar? No, I practice Druidry. I'm not. Masons are my friends. Yeah. American Maker is also in Central Florida. Polk City, right? Uh, or Plant City, I can't remember. Beautiful scenery. Yeah. It's uh, you're in Lake County. Let's see here. How do you have a vision? I'm extremely curious, my Druid friend. Well, uh, the idea of what this reality of this tree here, when I started practicing Druidry, you know, you there's different ways that Druids, find their groves or create their groves, and through meditation, this experience of this tree kept popping up in my mind's eye. Um, it wasn't nothing like fantastical, right? It just kept coming to me and calling out to me, and I felt I had to go search for it. I knew the area it was in. I knew it was here because I've been here before, and I just found it, right? Um, I mean, it was nothing like mystical or anything like that. Polk City, that's where you're at? Yeah. Come to Christ, turn away from your ways. What's wrong with my ways? What am I doing that's wrong? Christians can go out in their woods too and appreciate the creation of their God. Come over here, Morphin. Let me see if you could see him. He's over there. I don't know if you could see him in the distance there. He's over there by that tree. You just come over here and say hello. Morphin, come over here. You got fans. We always hear you. You see I don't know if you could see him. He's kind of like obscured by the light there. Come on over here, Morphin. That would be nice if he came over and said hello, but he's a wild beast, right? Morphin, you are a wild beast. Oh, he's flying away. Let's see. Raven, crow, magpie, or jackdaw. What do you prefer? I'm a crow person. Crow is my symbol. Crow is the symbol for Morphin. I identify in the tale of Tellius. I identify with Morphin. Morphin is me. Morphin is the one who the Awen was originally prepared for, right? Because his mother, Ceridwen, felt sorry for him, right? And wanted to give him a boost in life. But Morphin had to go out and become his own Awen. He had to learn in the darkness to be the bard. He didn't have any help. He had to create his own stories. He had to create his own poetry to become a true bard. Now, Taliesin, everything was given to him through magic. Morphin had to become his own magic. And so I feel like I am Morphin, as that is my life, and I identify with that. Why are you dressed as a non-wizard lesbian? Because I am a non-wizard lesbian. Yeah. I shake the hand of the sacred one and bow in honor. Well, thank you. Oh, let's see here. Grand rising to you, a delicate flower energy. Good to see you here. You're having some coffee there. What is your name? Duke? The Duke? Yeah. Dukes of Hezed. Okay. May the force be with you. That was at the beginning of the month, right? That was at the beginning of the month. Master, teach me. You have to go back to my OnlyFans. I do that stuff there. I don't do that here. Tom Hanks doesn't know shit about Abraham Lincoln. Don't care. Don't care. Nobody really knows anything. He's dead. Abraham Lincoln. All we know is what certain historians want you to know about him. I think he was a vampire slayer. Right? They made a movie about it, right? Abraham Lincoln, vampire slayer. I think that is who he was, right? You call me Luke, Father? All right. Luke, Duke the Luke. Good to have you here. Can I do some magic? I am doing magic. You just don't understand it. There's all kinds of magic coming to you right now, but you've been taught not how to see it. You've been taught not how to perceive the world that's always speaking to you every day, right? You treat the world as a backdrop rather than as an encounter. When you learn to experience the world around you and within you, that is magic. The movie was based on a true story. Yeah. Abraham Lincoln, vampire slayer, right? Yeah, certainly. He was a zombie slayer. Yeah, the Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer movie, that came out, 20 years ago? I mean, it was pretty cool if you've seen it, right? It was a really good movie. Can you give me a brief overview? I am an entertainer. Spiritual entertainment is my game. I mix comedy and spirituality together. And today it's a little bit more spiritual because I'm in my grove. I practice druidry. That is my spirituality. What do you say? Your penis leans to the right. Well, that's unusual. Yeah, usually it's to the left, right? Yeah, I guess it's all about if you're left-brained or right-brained, right, in your development. Mindcrawler, good to see you. Good to see you. We're not mocking mental health. I don't know why would someone make that conclusion. Yeah, it's damn mosquitoes biting the shit out of me. You like my bunny stick? Yeah. Transformers are real. I saw one as a kid at a monster truck rally. You ever go to Bubba Mudratch, American Maker? They closed that down. That was fun, right, for children to see the wonderful mud trucks. It's There's a unique culture down here where I live for Southern folk. They like driving their trucks in the mud, right? Am I a magician in a matter of speaking? It's Mental Health Week every week, every day, right? Uh, I mean, mental health, everyone struggles with it, some more than others. And these people shouldn't be demonized, right? It shouldn't be used as an insult. And shame on you people when you come on here and you use terminology from mental health to try to insult me. Rick Tulich, our good friend, has brought people into the fold of membership. I see Hiroshi is here. I want to go visit your gas station. Now, if you've received this membership, you can become part of our Discord server. There is a join, not a, the join for the Discord link is in the members only tab, which you should see on my About Me page. There'll be a members only tab in which you can join our wonderful, wonderful community. They're always having wonderful discussions on there. And now you get cool emojis there. The clankers are driving uh, you crazy, Bard. Yeah. Yeah, that's, yeah, just roll with it, right? Just roll with it. Maybe, I mean, there's always these people that try to dominate the discussion, right, with their religion or politics, right? And I have learned to redirect that energy back towards them, right? To show them at some point they recognize how foolish they are, right? They have to realize that something's not right, even though they don't want to admit it. Eventually, some of these people they begin to see, right? The clankers are here every day, every day. Quick health potion. Yeah. Am I chasing rabbits? Not today. Not today. Delicate flower. You're on Discord, right? You're on Discord. I think there was someone with flower on there. Looks beautiful out there. Thank you, my friend. It is. It's a beautiful day. We watch the sun come up here. There it is, right there. You see the glorious light of the sun. Yeah, I get out here with everyone. You know, I try to do it every week, at least once a week. I am out here, and I'll be here for another 40 minutes. I will be with you here in my beautiful grove, doing this wonderful conversation with you. God sent you to dominate without trying. Oh my! I could use another. You can tie me up next time. You dominated your toilet this morning. Well, everyone has their sexual desires, and who am I to judge, right? Do I smoke weed? No, I eat it. I eat marijuana. I usually do that in the evening times. Once in a while, in the morning, um, I have to drive, so I can't do it today. You know, I have to get back to my house. Have I ever tried shrooms? Yes. I have a video in my video section called Psychedelic Turning Point, where I speak of the healing benefits of cybacillin mushrooms. You might want to check that out. Put the stick up your mud eye. I don't see you like to do strange things with sticks for your sexual pleasure. Mine is just for walking. That is what it's for. It's sad when you can't even have a stick anymore without someone getting a boner or something, right? Um, Loving nature and having a spliff. Yeah. Oh, good old spliff right now, right? Being weird is great. Yeah. What is my favorite coffee? Oh, I like it dark, French roast, Colombian. But I'm prone to espresso use on a daily basis. Yeah, I like Starbucks coffee. Now, Starbucks coffee is burnt. It always tastes burnt. I just acquired a taste to it by going there all the time, right? Going to Starbucks. You, you love being weird, sticking things up your butt. Oh my, what a way to treat a friend. Oh, Ben 10, it gets some originality. That was a fun cartoon. The original Ben 10. That was a fun cartoon. I got to watch lots of cartoons with my children as they grew up. The original Ben 10, the Ben 10 that came after it was kind of lame. The original Ben 10 was really good, well done. And the Cartoon Network movies, they had like two Ben 10 movies. Those were well done. The later Ben 10 was kind of lame, very childish and cartoonish. But the original Ben 10, there's a lot of wonderful themes in it. It was very interesting. You like the Ethiopian Lamu coffee? The irony of you're still in Taiwan, or have you come back home yet? Yeah. The Ethiopian coffee, that's really, I've had that before. It's good. Yeah. Peruvian, I've had all coffees from all around the world. I haven't had the one that comes out of an ass, where the animal, I forgot, they eat it and digest it. I have not had the courage to try that. Right? You don't drink Starbucks coffee. Things you snob about, right? If anyone gives you a stupid questions, tell them they can win stupid prizes. No, I love stupid questions. I gotta gotta reconnect here, right? I'm out in the wilderness here. The internet is not the best, right? Am I related to Harry Potter? Yeah, he's my lover. Yeah. The poop coffee is called Copy Luwak. Really? Word casting? Well, I'm a bard. That's what I do. I'm a word caster, right? A wordsmith. Don't forget to like the stream as you come in, my friends. Civet coffee is the bat poop coffee. I've never had that one, right? The bat poop coffee. Never tried that one before. Are you Harry Potter? I can be for the right price. Are you willing to pay? Yeah, $20. That's all it takes, right? You look great outside, Bar. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. Yeah. Are you gay? Yes, I am. I am gay. I'm a gay Jewish sorcerer. Yeah, we're all gay here. No words are spirits. Why can't they be? Why can't they words have power? Why can't they be rooted in the reality of what you are, right? Your words are you, right? When you give a word with intention, you give yourself, you give your power, you give your presence to another. When you give words with intention. New members, if you go to the Bard's channel and check out the membership perks, you'll get a link for the community at Discord. Yeah, we want to see you on there. If you're interested in being on there, we have a good time. We play D&D together. In 2 weeks, we're going to have an all-day D&D stream to celebrate 50K. I'm going to have 50K probably in the next couple of days. I'm looking forward to that. I never thought I would get there. Never thought people would be interested in what I do. Um, my mind is blown that people are interested in what I do here. I will pay you. Yeah, well, go ahead. I'll do it. Your flowers, I saw you join. You should be in there. Yeah, the flowers in there. I think I saw her this morning or yesterday, right? Join, right? Congrats. Thank you. Thank you. Word is spirit. You speak words over people's lives. Well, words with intention. I think that's important. Just saying words doesn't really, you know, have any value. When you give words with intention, I think that's when it really, when you put your heart and soul in the words you share, that's when it becomes transformative. I practice druidry, monkey the thousand. Yes, I'm a member of the Order of Bards, Ovites, and Druids. Yeah. Let's see here. You tried and got confused. I thought I saw you on there. Do I like Indians? India makes up 20% of my audience, so I love my Hindu friends. Yeah, Parvati is my goddess, so I love Hinduism. I love my Indian friends. I don't know why India, of all the places in the world, right? 20% of my audience is Hindu. I think that's beautiful. What did I do to earn such an audience, right? Um, I think that's so wonderful. We have Hindu friends come on here every day and share their experience with us. You broke the rules, so I moderated you. It's nothing personal. Oh no. Flower, I sent you a message and try a friend request on Discord. All right. Happy or excellent? Why can't you have both, right? Rubbish, go to Jesus. All right, you've convinced me, right? Insulting people does not win them to your religion, right? You should know that. David the Dick here. Oh, no, not David. I'm sorry, David. You're nice. What is your name? Bert the jerk. Um, Insulting people with your religion doesn't win them to it. You should be trying to win me to your religion, right? Why can't you do it without insults? Because you have no substance. All these people that come on here every day and whine about their religion and are always copying and pasting. If you saw them in real life, there's nothing in their lives that would interest you in their religion, right? There's no real love there. There's no real living. It's all about words. This is such an illusion when it comes to your religion. And this is the Christians that I'm talking about and the Muslims. Most of their religion is believe these ideas, tell others about these ideas. I'm not interested in a religion of ideology. I want a religion of substance. Now, if you are living a life and you are loving and you could tell that there's something going on within you, then I would be interested in having a conversation with you. But unfortunately, you don't possess such qualities. Because if you did, you wouldn't be a dick with your religion. Uh, this time, I'm not religious Christian. Yeah. Well, all people are welcome here, but some of your ideas are terrible, right? The Gothic King, he's a good Christian person, right? Yeah, we have good Christian people that come on here. I don't have a problem with however you want to do your religion. Now, the Christianity that I knew for 30 years was terrible. That's why I left it. The God of my church wanted to control people, not love them. He only loved you when you were believing the right things and doing the right things. I want a God who loves me unconditionally, and the God of the Bible does not. And so I left that God behind. Walk with God like Enoch. Yeah, it's not real. Yeah, Gwendolyn here is more of an atheist, right? And she's a druid, right? Christianity is really reality. Life is spiritual air. Breathe the words. You say good food. You eat. Date on vibrators. I don't understand your religion. You lost me at vibrators. I don't understand religion with vibrators in it. Um, I believe in pray to Jesus, but I reject the original religion. Yeah, the Old Testament Yahwehism. Yeah, yeah, that's one of the problems. Yahwehism, Jesus being identified with Yahweh. And Yahweh is terrible. Yahweh is terrible. Jesus to me is an important archetype where I understand divine fatherhood, and the Jesus of the Bible I reject. I reject that archetype because he wants to control you. I don't understand nothing. Prove it. I was probably a Christian when you were still in diapers. I was a missionary. I traveled halfway around the world. I, I went to the best universities. I was ordained. And I decided to leave it because it was terrible. You don't know what you're talking about. Bunny sick +6 to fertility. Yes. Yeah. I got 8 children. Um, I reject you. Then fuck off. I mean, you don't have to be here, right? I'm a gay bro. Yeah, I love being gay. It's fun. Boring hell just goes around in circles when talking religion. Love your gods. Just don't force it on it. Yeah, if you have to force it on other people, what does that say about your religion? People should want your religion. You shouldn't have to even talk about it. They should see it and say, oh, how wonderful, right? What happens when I start doing streams out in the woods? People are interested. I don't have to say anything. I just have to do this, right? I'm like, look at all this beauty here. That interests people, right? I don't have to say anything. You just take a look at that beautiful sunlight. I mean, that interests people. That draws you in, right? Let's see. Seems like you're the one upset here. Yeah, there's no anger here. Um, that's a great mountain meatloaf. God, is that what your name? This is great morning comedy. There's not as much comedy in my grove. If you want more comedy, you have to come to my show tomorrow when I'm at home in my home studio. Out here, it's more meditation because this is a sacred place for me, being out in my grove. Good morning to you, Daniel, who is wailing. He's always Sir Daniel the Wailing, as we call him. He's always wailing about something. Nice place for a barbecue party. Yeah, the state does not allow you to You could certainly burn things out here, but I think there's a ban on burning things because of the dryness. I could be wrong. It might be over. Some of my Central Florida people, you might know if the ban is still going on. But you certainly could do that out here, right? I consulted the authorities. I called the Wildlife Association. I go, can I use like candles and shit like that out? Like, yeah, as long as you're not burning, you're not allowed to burn the leaves. You're not allowed to burn the wood, but you can bring your own shit out here. You certainly can. Let's see here. You wail like a banshee. Yes, you do. You're a blue goblin now. Look at you, Sir Goblin the Blue, right? You got blued. Look at that. The power of the goblin, right? Yeah, I appreciate all my moderators on here. Thank you for all the hard work you do. You do this of your own goodwill and charity. And hopefully one day when I have a greater substantial income, I can start paying some of you. Uh, so I'm looking forward to that day that I could send you your Christmas bonus check, right? That would be nice, right? For all of your hard work you do here. Be careful. What do I need to be careful about? Did I smoke weed before the stream? I eat marijuana. I don't smoke it, and I, I did not here because I have to drive. I don't drive while I'm intoxicated. That is not safe. Jesus is your Lord. Do you want? Stay awesome. Yeah, I have no problem with Jesus at all. But forcing him out his lordship upon me, you have to really say to yourself, is he really your Lord? Ask yourself that question, because if he is Lord, then everyone would see it in your life. There's a saying that I used to, when I was a preacher, I lived Christianity. I did it all right. And I learned that if he is not your Lord, that is not his nickname. Lord is not his nickname. He is either Lord of everything or he's not Lord of all. And what most people will say, well, I'm trying. You have to, it's 100% or it's nothing. And it says that in the Bible. I'd rather you hot or cold, not lukewarm. You're either giving 100% to your religion or you're full of shit, is what he is saying. That's a difficult way of life. I'm not a Christian anymore. But when I was, I gave 100%. There was no, well, I'm a sinner. I did what it said. I did it what it said. Let's see here. Jesus is the original God. Yeah, well, yeah, Caledon is my God today. She is Queen of Queens, Lady of the Cauldron. Do I support Israel? I support Canadians. Canada needs all the support right now, dealing with the changing of the alcohol content for Canadian beers. That's really a social factor that we need to be involved in right now. We want to keep it at the 50%. The 50 beers, they have a wonderful beverage called the 50. We want to keep Labatt's, doing their thing up there. Those good beers from Montreal. Yeah, that's really the issue of the world today, is looking to our Canadian friends and making sure their alcohol content stays at its proper limit, right? They got such a history and culture of alcohol consumption in Canada. I mean, have you watched Strange Brew, right? Let's see here. Father Yeet. No, I don't know. I'm just jesting. I think it's dumb to ask someone, you don't care how I feel about the Israelis. You're just trying to see if I'm for or against your ideology. So you can either pat me on the back or start an argument with me. You don't give a shit about the Israelis either. You're just using them to promote yourself because you're part of a tribe of virtue signalers. I support the Israelis. I support the Palestinians, right? You're always wanting to fight with people. Now, you could support anything, but when you try to take your identity by always forcing people into these for or against arguments, you have enslaved yourself and you're living in an illusion. Let's see here. No wars altogether. Yeah. Where are we at here? What is this spiritual entertainment? All war is bad. All violence is bad, right? We are one humanity, and we should stand against violence, right? But we should not be for or against other human beings. We should do our best to love them. to encourage them, to inspire them, right? There's some dark powers in the world today trying to divide humanity, and they do that through our religion and politics, right? Every day, someone tries to draw a line in the sand when they come out. And we've all been a part of this, not realizing it, right? I've been on the line in the sand groups on both sides, right? Um, and I've learned to separate myself from being controlled. They always want you to always be looking at the other person as the enemy, always drawing the line in the sand. And I think most of you have been a part of that. I know I certainly have on both sides. I've been to both sides, and I've seen it. The control with the politics and the religion, right? Um, doesn't get wet at night, but it's dew. I don't know. It's always dewy here in Florida every morning. I mean, all the grass is always wet here. Uh, I'm learning now, but yeah, I'm learning too, my friend. I'm learning too. Which way does crazy people walk through these woods? Naked. Only crazy. If you are a pagan living in Florida, you are crazy when you're doing a skyclad, right? Mostly Wiccans do that stuff, but you come out here, you're going to have a fly biting your ass, right? You can't do that shit here. Yeah, these entitled pagans in the northern hemisphere, that way up in the north, like Gwendolyn here, she can run around naked by her river. I can't do that here. I have a fly biting my ass if I were to try that. I mean, that's crazy stuff here. Um, control junkie suck, yeah. So true. You are from Jack's BCH. Where's that at? You almost finished the health potion. Yeah, it's almost gone. Yeah, but I have another. Right. I brew potions. Yeah. I will pray for you. Thank you. Thank you. We've got ticks and mosquitoes too. Not as bad as we do. Right. Not as bad as we do. Right. You're just dedicated to your skyclad. Yeah. Put some vanilla extract on my private parts. That will make it more delicious for the animals. It won't keep the mosquitoes away. They're like, oh, look, a chocolate chip cookie down there. Let me take a bite. Am I ignoring your comments on the art? No. You have to understand something, John Jones. I get thousands of comments here, and I have a little tiny screen. I can only talk to the ones I see. So please don't take it personal. If you want to talk to me, join our Discord server, and then you can send me messages, and I will respond to them whenever you, at my convenience, right? If you want to join the Discord, there's a join button down there. For the price of a cup of coffee, you could support what I do, and you can be a member of our Discord server. We have good times on there. We have wonderful people on there. Every day having conversations, sharing recipes, talking about tarot cards, everything but politics, really. Yeah. Yeah. I love the rabbit. Is it burned on? Yes. These are burnt on. Rabbit in his environment here with his little, yeah. This looks, I bought this because it looks just like my rabbit. You could see her. If you go to my playlist called Rabbit Cam, you could see her. You could see her there. I love my rabbit very much, both of them. They're always going to be a part of my life. We come around imported, yeah, certainly. Be careful about what? What do I need to be careful about? What do I need to be careful? Esty is where I got it. Yeah, that's where I got it. Because I needed a tall walking stick. Because I am a tall person. I do you owe an apology? No need. There's no need to apologize. I'm just an entertainer, and people come on here for whatever reasons, and then they realize, oh, I like this shit. I'm sorry. Yeah, we had this one gentleman. He is a moderator for us now. He came on here trolling, and he got kicked off and banned, and he came back. He says, you know what? I really like this. So, people have certain intentions, right? I don't hold any grudges. You're just words on a screen to me until I sit down and talk to you face to face, really, right? Just be groovy. You don't need to apologize. Yeah. Uh, those are not gods. My rabbit god is crying now. You're making my rabbit god sad. Oh, poor Michael. Well, your name is Michael Jackson. Did you see the new movie? The Michael Jackson movie. Yeah. Wonderful entertainer, right? I haven't seen it yet. I think it's on, what is it, on Peacock or AMC or something? I can't remember. You can watch it. I am a comedian. Yeah, not so much comedy today because I'm in a sacred place where I'm more of in a meditative state. Some of the comedy slips out. Usually, when I'm in my home studio, is when I engage more in comedy than I do here. It's always comedy and spirituality together is my thing, and sometimes it's more one or the other, depending on what the goddess wants for today. Nice to be here. Thank you. Time Wait is your name. Able to make it this again. Well, we're glad to hear you. Tim, is it Tim? I can't see there. We hop into the Discord voice chat. Let's see here. Um, and video after the streams. Yeah, I'll be on for a few minutes today if you want to say hello in our Discord stream. Um, the I'm going to probably do that maybe once or twice a week because not everyone's able to do it every day, and some of the times I just sit in there by myself, and that's okay. I don't want that to be something forced upon people. I do that as an opportunity to say hello. So I'm probably going to just do it maybe on the weekends now because that seems to be more convenient for people. What's up with you and the ladies? Oh, well, uh, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Uh, why not gentlemen? Yeah. Harry Potter is also with you. You love the creation? Yeah. Yeah, we live in a beautiful, beautiful world. It's always speaking to us, right? Don't forget to go up and touch the like button, my friends. I'll be here for another 20 minutes, and then I'll be on Discord for a few moments as I sit down and take a break here and say hello to people on Discord. Good to see you, Rod, Rod the Jesus. Oh, my. Um, Professor Dumbledore, is that you? I wish. I mean, he's a powerful wizard, right? Am I unemployed? No, this is what I do for a living, right? Um, Funny how the Bible Belt states and some leading states for obesity rates, but yeah, anyone who's not a Christian is out of shape. Yeah, I mean, this is a problem in the United States, right? That our level of consumption is it, it's what we're consuming that makes us unhealthy, right? Most of the food I've eaten in my life is garbage, and that's not my fault. It's all I can afford. They want me to eat shit and die. These people who are running uh, the world, right? There's a reason why they want you to be unhealthy, so they can enslave you and make you rely on all. Look at all these people who are taking the fat people drug now, Omepatic or whatever it is, right? Um, these people are enslaved, right? We don't know the long-term effects of this drug, right? We don't know what it will do to you, right? Um, and the reason why you have a problem, most of us, with weight is because of what we're eating. And that is unfortunate. The reality of the food in the grocery store, you can't eat healthy anymore unless you live on your own farm, really. And I have 8 children, and the thing that we've eaten most in you know my 26 years of marriage is unfortunately like ramen noodles, and spaghetti and macaroni because we can't afford the other stuff. And I was hoping, our new health czar would do something about that, but it seems like they're just into the politics, right? They were just virtue signaling. There are 2 wizards plus Gandalf the Grey. Yeah. Body positivity movement soon died out with Ozempic. Yeah. I think I don't. People talk about my weight all the time, right? I love myself. It doesn't hurt my feelings when people call me fat. I love myself. My wife loves me. My God loves me. I'm happy, right? Could I be a little bit healthier? Certainly. But I'm not thinking about it all the time, right? It is not something that brings me down. I have learned that there's always going to be people that are not going to accept you, and that's unfortunate, right? They're always going to find a way to make you look ugly because they feel that way about themselves. And this is, people get bullied all the time, and it's quite unfortunate, right? It's quite unfortunate. They pretend like they're interested in your health. They'll say something. Well, I'm just concerned. They're not concerned about your health. They're concerned about what's going on inside of them. You have people like that in your life. Like they just lost 50 pounds, and now they're going up to you and trying to make you feel guilty about your weight, right? It's because no matter how much weight they lose, they're always going to feel guilty and shameful about themselves because they don't love themselves. There's people that are really stuck on this false identity, that somehow they'll come to a place where they feel good about themselves, and they never do because they never learn to love themselves. I love myself. I'm happy with myself. I can joke about my extra chins here because you should see what's in my pants. Oh my. Um, did I debuff you? Probably. How was the world created? I don't know. I wasn't around. The idea of these people who want to enter this creation arguments, modern science has been able to sufficiently demonstrate that the universe has always been here. Energy has always existed. This is something that these people who are creationists are having a hard time with because their worldview is one where there was nothing. There's never been nothing, and nothing is not real. There's never been an ex nihilo because there's never been nothing. And it's hard for these people to wrap their minds around that, right? The idea of the evolutionist argument of coming from nothing, there is no such thing as nothing. Modern evolutionists know that there's always been an energy here now, right? This is a silly, silly argument that they try to create. There's always been something, right, that we've come out of, the relationship of matter and energy. And it's these big bangs that keep happening. Now, as a theist, how I understand, God is as a father and mother and child. There's a father, eternal father, there's eternal mother, and there's an eternal child. We are the eternal child. We come from energy, we continue in energy. And I see, in terms of a creator, I don't see a point of creation. I think that it is more powerful to think of your creator as one who's always been doing it. There's never been a beginning or an end. It is, think about that. That is a more powerful understanding, a more mysterious understanding of a deity that does not have an origin point, but that has always been here, that exists outside of the mystery of time, right? Sounds like the Trinity, yeah. My ancestors believed in the Trinity before the Christians did. And it's right here in our Triskelions. You see it? My ancestors already believed in that stuff. The Holy Spirit is divine. When I was a Christian, I certainly believed in that, right? I was a Sophiist, divine Sophia. That wisdom helped me to understand the Trinity as mother, father, child. And that's what it is in the context of the Hebrew language. The spirit is feminine, right? So that's how I used to understand it when I was a Christian. Now I don't have to define anything really. Whatever you believe in, right? That's just part of the mystery of trying to be creative and understand the world that you're in. You are loved, whatever you believe in or don't believe in. You are loved, and that's all that really matters. Not how you believe, how you are loved. And it's quite. Gwendolyn pointed this out yesterday. I did a poll in my poll section on YouTube. I go, what would a divinity be more concerned with? How you believe or how you love? 20% of the poll said how you believe. I'm like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you people? Right? You've been brainwashed. Only people who are brainwashed said that deity is more concerned with how you believe rather than how you're loving. I mean, that's terrible. And I bet all those people were Christian. And that's unfortunate because within Christianity, you have a very evil religion. Not all Christians do their religion the same, but the institutional realities of Christianity is here to enslave the human race. Comes out during the hardest moments of your life. Would you be considered lucky if you see us in hell? Hell is a deception. Hell is a lie to control you. You cannot prove to me that there's a God pissed off. You can't do it. I am a trip I can be. Christianity is darkness. Well, it depends on how you're doing it. I have no problem with Jesus. I teach Christianity still. I've left the church, I've left Christianity, but I still teach the good parts to people about loving one another, right? Loving people unconditionally, the infinite value of the human person. That's all that I think is important from that tradition. Well, you believe that, but guess what? You're going to hell. See that what's sad is that in your life, there's nothing that would interest me in your religion. So you have to use fear, right? Uh, why do you have to do that? Because you have no real experience of God. Saint Seraphim of Sarov, he's an Eastern Orthodox saint. He says, if you want people to be saved, you don't need to tell them anything. If you acquire the spirit of peace, everyone around you will find salvation in you. You don't have that. So what do you use? Fear, right? You're shameful you are, and unfortunate. You need to take up your cross and follow the Christ, because that's not going to lead anyone to God by making them afraid. Every child commits adultery when they begin puberty. Well, adultery is a myth. In a social context, it's very real, right, in terms of marriages and relationships. But an adultery created by a deity to always be concerned what you're doing in your mind in private parts. We are beings driven by desire and instinct. We want to breed, right? So our body sometimes influences the way we think. And that is a natural process. And as you grow and mature, you realize you don't have to live that way. You can turn these desires into spirituality, right? You don't have to do it. You'll still be loved, right? But there's freedom and power when you transform your natural desires into a spiritual reality. When you really love people with your body, rather than trying to use them to get a release, right? People that, are lifelong gooners, right? You're pretty much enslaved as an adult, where you always have to be doing this, objectifying other human beings, right? When you learn to control yourself, when you learn to love people with your body, there's real power in that. There's real power in that experience. When you say, I don't want to do that. I want to give myself to you. I don't want to use you for my pleasure. I want to pleasure you by offering my love to you, offering my heart, free of these urges that control me, right? There's police in the back. Okay. Christians love slandering us when they disagree. What a shameful religion you have, when you have to make other people look bad to get people to convert to your religion, right? If you do an honest assessment of your spirituality, if you have some integrity, you have to come to the conclusion that God is not in you at all, in what you're doing, in what you're living. When you have to try to humiliate these other people who disagree with your religion, it's really sad, right? What are your thoughts on birth control, Bart? I believe in procreation, and I believe that is the best thing you could do, is treat your intimacy as a life-giving reality. I think that, but that's not for everybody. right? My daughter is in objective poverty and has 3 children. I want her to use rubbers. You know, I think that there's a reality you have to understand about your humanity, that there's a goal that you should be going to, and not everybody's there yet. People want to screw like animals, right? Still, I think that it's appropriate to use birth control in those circumstances, right? But there's when you come to a place in your intimacy, you understand that the child rearing is your spirituality. I have 8 children for a reason, because I believe in that. I don't use any forms of, stopping the process. And I do live in poverty, but I am fed. I have my bills paid, right? So I'm not against the idea. I know the Catholic Church is hell bent on everyone not using rubbers, right? And they're hypocrites, because during the 70s, when um, the nuns in Nigeria were being raped by the Muslims, they gave them birth control, right? They made a condom a moral evil when it is not, because there's no God who's upset by you being responsible with your ability to bring life into the world, right? Um, I think it is when you there's a place of maturity when you're ready to really have children. I think that is different for everyone, right? And I'm just sharing my experience, and I certainly can be wrong, but that's how I feel about it. How you wish to do your thing, that's your responsibility, right? But that's how I've come to know and experience it. Where are we at here? What was he giving? Knowledge, free will. Was giving knowledge and free will? What does that look like? Left the Catholic Church due to birth control issue. Yeah, they get ridiculous with it. The guilt and the shame over that is ridiculous, right? And most Catholics, they use it. When I was a deacon in my church, most of my parishioners, they used birth control. I was the only one with 8 children. They certainly, now they'll say natural family planning is not birth control. They're stupid. That is the natural family planning is following the rhythm. You're using science to avoid the experience of birth. So they try to, and there's these groups in Catholicism. They're terrible. I call them a natural family planning cult. They'll come into your coffee hour after your church, and they'll look around to see who does not have children and has been married for a long time. And then they'll go up and try to manipulate you in a conversation to admit that, so they can make you feel guilty and shameful. These people are living in the terrible, terrible guilt and shame, these natural family planning cults in the Catholic Church. Uh, you wrong again. Try one more time. What am I wrong about? I have an opinion. You don't have to agree with it. I don't care, right? Someone asked someone asked my opinion. All right, my nose is always itching out here, um, and I gave my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. I don't care. There's nothing wrong with having a conversation about opinions, right? Catholicism is awesome. Yeah, if you like guilt and shame. Yeah. Uh, he can choose to do good or bad, choose to believe what is right, right? Yeah. Thank you, American Maker. Keep my name off the chat. You're in trouble. What is your name here? Oh, you got deleted, whatever you're doing. Bod, how about Quakers? Quakers are interesting, right? Quakers are an interesting form of spirituality. They get together and they sit in chairs or whatever, and they open themselves up to presence. And their psychological response is one of shaking, right? That is a psychological response. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Even now, I make fun of people who speak in tongues, right? But as a psychological response, that isn't always bad. What it's become like in the Christian world is terrible, and makes you look like a crazy son of a bitch. But psychological response to religious stimuli is normal in humanity, and it has various forms. And the Quakers are quite peaceful with their form of Christianity, very peaceful group, um, and they have an interesting experience, right? And they also make great oatmeal, right? The great oatmeal. Edwin loves you. Let's see here. You cried heavily on a Quaker house once, yeah. Yeah, Quakers have a beautiful spiritual tradition, right? That's about experience. I think that's very important. Quakers want you to experience something in their communities, right? And that's beautiful that you're able to do that. And they also make great oatmeal, right? Great oatmeal. Let's see here. Where are we at here? When I drop down to 30, I will call it a day. I'm at 42 right now. Look what up. What do you want me to look up? You have no concept of spirituality? Prove it. Prove it, right? I have no concept. Then why do I have 50,000 subscribers if I don't, right? He was a rabbi. He didn't practice Judaism. You don't know that. You weren't around, right? What we know of Jesus is filtered through mythology of various communities, right? And it's up to you what you want to take out of that. There's no way to prove anything about what he was or what he did, right? Jesus had followers, but not a rabbi. Yeah, you can't prove any of that. Hit the like button. Yeah, show the bod. You enjoyed here. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, spiritual entertainment. And this has come to the conclusion, my friends. I will be on Discord for a few moments if you want to say hello. If you want to be a part of our Discord community, you see that join button. Buy me a cup of coffee, small, medium, or large, and you get access to Discord. There will be a members only tab on my page with the Discord link. I'm going to go on there now in a moment here and say hello to my Discord friends, and you're all welcome to do so. I'll be back tomorrow in my home studio where we'll amp up the comedy. It's mostly meditation here. We got to see the beautiful sunrise this morning here in my grove. I hope you all have a great rest of your day.